In banking and healthcare, data infrastructure carries catastrophic risk. A single non-compliant transfer or a fractured security protocol can cost millions in regulatory fines overnight. These industries desperately need the processing power of modern cloud computing and artificial intelligence, but those innovations directly collide with strict regulatory frameworks like HIPAA, CIS, and ISO, which mandate absolute airtight data control. The result of this collision is a phenomenon called legacy sprawl. Decades of outdated, tangled systems pile up over time, creating severe bottlenecks that make modernizing these networks incredibly slow and dangerous. Untangling this gridlock requires a highly specific type of engineering translator, an architect who can take uncompromising compliance rules and hard-code them directly into next-generation cloud infrastructure. For over 18 years, Ranjeet Bhargava has been exactly that kind of translator. His approach to enterprise architecture is built on an elite technical foundation, anchored by degrees from IIT Bombay and IIT Bangalore. During his early career, including a key tenure as a .NET architect at Microsoft in 2015, he mastered the construction of microservices, building applications as small, modular, independent components rather than giant, unbreakable blocks. Mastering these core application layers was an absolute prerequisite. Before you can secure a massive multi-million-dollar enterprise system, you have to understand exactly how its smallest foundational pieces communicate with each other. By 2019, Ranjeet was applying those micro-level principles to massive-scale infrastructure. As the SE lead for enterprise security at Optum, he commanded engineering frameworks that managed up to 5,000 indirect resources. This diagram illustrates his core philosophy of security by design. Rather than building a cloud environment and trying to secure it later, he used strict Azure role-based access controls to carve a wide, unsecure cloud into rigid, walled-off landing zones before any data was ever moved. This architecture enforces a strict zero-trust environment. Every piece of sensitive healthcare data attempting to cross these glowing barriers is instantly scanned, verified, and safely isolated, perfectly aligning with uncompromising HIPAA standards. At the enterprise level, security is the concrete foundation the entire cloud is built upon, rather than an external layer applied to finished code. With governance solved, Ranjeet shifted his focus to data velocity. In 2023, his new challenge was dismantling clunky, monolithic legacy systems to handle massive amounts of data in motion. He systematically replaced these rigid structures with cloud-native microservices, utilizing .NET Core and the Azure Kubernetes service to manage deployments safely at an immense scale. This visualization maps out his crowning achievement of that era, a real-time prediction engine. The monolithic block shatters into agile nodes, allowing data to stream continuously through a high-speed Kafka pipeline straight into a centralized Cosmos DB hub. Breaking down that centralized bottleneck is the specific mechanical step that allows an enterprise to process scalable, real-time data intelligence. Today, as an enterprise solutions architect at CMS Computers, the goal has evolved past simple cloud migration. The objective now is making the enterprise cloud intelligent. But plugging raw generative AI models directly into highly regulated enterprise data pools carries immense architectural risk. Without safeguards, an AI agent could easily leak sensitive financial or medical records to the outside world. Notice how his pioneering solution, the Mara architecture, solves this. He orchestrates multi-agent workflows so that autonomous AI nodes operate strictly within the rigid landing zone perimeters he established in earlier phases. They can process the data, but the architectural walls physically block them from leaking it outside the system. For the regulated enterprise, meaningful AI innovation relies entirely on strict structural containment. The tangible business results of Ranjeet's methodologies are highly measurable. By meticulously redesigning these frameworks, he successfully reduced overall enterprise technical debt by 25%. Clearing out that dead code directly accelerates enterprise delivery timelines, unlocking high-availability, SaaS-like capabilities for sprawling corporate networks. Beyond the math, his impact extends to the teams executing the work. He steers high-stakes collaborations with architectural review boards and actively mentors engineering teams of over 25 developers to adapt to these new environments. Beyond technical construction, An elite enterprise architect manages the human friction of high-stakes technological transitions. Over 18 years, Ranjeet Bhargava has evolved from a core software engineer writing individual microservices into a visionary solutions architect designing entire enterprise ecosystems. His ultimate blueprint for modernization is a careful balancing act, respecting the complex legacy past, defending the present with zero trust, and orchestrating the generative AI future. In an era dominated by technological hype, he provides a mathematically and architecturally secure blueprint for the enterprise of tomorrow.